Since its introduction in 2004, the service-dominant logic has fundamentally changed the way of thinking among many general marketing and management scholars. We are convinced that this new perspective should be applied to sport marketing as well, because it's superior to many traditional concepts. We even believe that this perspective is not only useful in sport marketing, but it also provides a better understanding of sport markets in general. Using the service-dominant logic, we are better able to explain how sport markets function and how value for people is created.
Central to the service-dominant logic is the concept of value co-creation. Or in other words, the idea that value can only be created through the interaction and collaboration of various actors, including the customer. This is inherent to sport markets, as value is created by people as they use sports to interact with each other. If you have ever attended a sporting event at a stadium, irrespective of the kind of sports we're talking about, you have probably felt the atmosphere and remembered the positive and also negative experience, full of emotions for a long time.
However, these aspects are often neglected, both in sport economic models as well as in traditional models in sport management and marketing. For example, sport economics regularly considers sports event as team products. But is there really anything produced? Looking at a sport event from the perspective of the service-dominant logic, it rather represents a platform which enables individuals to get together and jointly spend their leisure time or engage in business relationships. From our point of view, this perspective is much more appropriate than the notion of a sport event as a product which is produced by a team and consumed by consumers.
Okay, the topic is very important for sport managers, since they must understand their role as managers in the sport market. Above, they must also understand why fans, sponsors, athletes, politicians or business enterprises participate in sport events and which values they derive from it.
Well, let's take the example of a football game. Value creation here is certainly not confined to the club itself. Instead, fans contribute a crucial part of the atmosphere in the stadium. Value co-creation even takes place outside the stadium, as fans and sponsors use, for example, away games or the time before and after the game to interact with each other. This idea to consider the sport event as a platform for leisure and business activities extends the horizon of sport management. And furthermore, this has important implications for the role of managers, as they must realize that they have only a limited influence on some of the factors that contribute to the creation of values for their customers. Hence, their role shifts from a manager of the service delivery process to a relationship manager in a network of actors co-creating value on a platform.
Let's take another example. Management of sport brands, we arrive at a very similar conclusion. Managers cannot create or build up sport brands because the image of sport brands is considerably influenced by contributions of other stakeholders, in particular the fans or customers themselves.
The innovation lies in the complete paradigm which enables scholars to develop theories and models which better explain the complex phenomena in sport markets. Sport managers benefit from better analysis of sport management problems, as the service-dominant logic enables us to understand the true nature of sport markets. As a result, sport managers can develop more appropriate strategies for their businesses.
Yes, considering the fact that the service-dominant logic and value co-creation had, up to that point, only rarely been applied to sport management, we had actually a surprisingly large number of submissions from various areas of sport management. Moreover, the submissions covered both conceptual and empirical papers using a broad variety of methods, including qualitative and quantitative approaches.
Well, we think the special issue provides a basic framework for future research. Scholars now may use the fundamental premises of the sport value framework in order to reflect and to rethink approaches they currently use. One of the challenges for future research will be to analyze how value on sport markets is co-created by different actors and which actor contributes to what extent to value co-creation. Moreover, researchers and practitioners have to be aware of the different notions and expectations of value in order to better accommodate for them. Because finally, both economics and management should aim at creating value for individuals and for society in general.